What's up, everyone? And welcome back to USAI. Today, we're diving into a story that has been dominating headlines, sparking outrage, and reigniting crucial conversations across the globe: the unprecedented unsealing of hundreds of pages of documents related to Jeffrey Epstein. This isn't just another news cycle. This is a seismic event that has sent shockwaves through the highest echelons of power, Hollywood, and global finance. We're talking about a case that involves allegations of child sex trafficking, a network of incredibly wealthy and influential individuals, and a justice system that, for many, has failed to deliver true accountability. Over the next several minutes, we're going to break down what these documents are, who is named, why this matters so profoundly, and what it could mean for the future. For those who might be new to this, Jeffrey Epstein was a convicted sex offender, a financier with an incredibly mysterious past, who died in a Manhattan jail cell in August 2019 while awaiting trial on sex trafficking charges. His death was ruled a suicide, but it immediately fueled widespread speculation and conspiracy theories, largely because of the high-profile individuals associated with him. Epstein's world was a dark tapestry woven with money, power, and unimaginable abuse. The documents that have now been unsealed are part of a 2015 defamation lawsuit brought by Virginia Giuffre, one of Epstein's primary accusers, against his associate Ghislaine Maxwell. Maxwell, as many of you know, was convicted in 2021 of sex trafficking and is now serving a 20-year sentence. For years, these documents containing names, testimonies, and allegations were kept under wraps, subject to strict protective orders and appeals. But a federal judge's ruling, upheld by a higher court, finally ordered their release, citing the intense public interest and the fact that many of the individuals named were not victims and had no legitimate privacy claim. So what's in these documents? We're talking about hundreds of pages containing deposition testimonies, emails, flight logs, and witness statements that lay bare the inner workings of Epstein's alleged sex trafficking ring. These files are not just a list of names. They offer chilling insights into the mechanics of the abuse, the complicity, and the lifestyle that allowed it to flourish for so long. Let's address the elephant in the room: the names. Many have been speculating for years about who might be on Epstein's list. What we're seeing are not just a few new names, but a much broader, more detailed picture. Individuals like Prince Andrew, who has long been linked to Epstein and settled a civil lawsuit with Giuffre, are mentioned repeatedly. His name has been public for years, but the details within these documents add further context to the extensive allegations against him. Then we have names that, while perhaps previously whispered about in certain circles, are now explicitly laid out in legal documents. Former U.S. Presidents Bill Clinton and Donald Trump are mentioned. The key distinction here, and it's vital to underscore, is the asterisk context asterisk of these mentions. For instance, Bill Clinton is referenced numerous times, often in the context of flying on Epstein's private jet, nicknamed the Lolita Express. However, there is no evidence in asterisk these specific documents asterisk of Clinton's involvement in any wrongdoing or awareness of the sex trafficking. He has always denied any knowledge of Epstein's crimes. Similarly, Donald Trump is mentioned, predominantly through a witness stating that Epstein and Trump were friends, and that Epstein had visited Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate. Again, the documents asterisk themselves asterisk do not contain allegations of Trump's involvement in Epstein's crimes. It's crucial for us to differentiate between being asterisk named asterisk in documents and being asterisk accused of wrongdoing, asterisk within those documents, beyond political figures. The documents cast a spotlight on various personalities from the worlds of art, entertainment, and finance. High-profile lawyers, models, socialites, and even academics are named. The release of these documents serves as a stark reminder of how deeply embedded Epstein was within the global elite. These aren't just obscure figures. These are individuals who held positions of immense power and influence. The public reaction has been swift and furious. Social media is ablaze with discussions, theories, and calls for accountability. For many, this isn't just about sensationalism. It's about justice that has been delayed, if not denied, for too long. The victims of Epstein's abuse have tirelessly fought for this transparency, hoping that the exposure of these names will finally lead to a full reckoning. There is a palpable sense of anger that such widespread alleged criminality could have been protected by powerful connections for so many years. So why did it take so long for these documents to see the light of day? The legal battle has been protracted and complex. Ghislaine Maxwell and others fought strenuously to keep these names secret, arguing for privacy rights. However, the courts ultimately ruled that the public's right to know, especially concerning a convicted sex trafficker and his associates, outweighed these privacy claims, particularly for individuals who are not victims. The judge cited the intense public interest as a key factor. This ruling marks a significant victory for transparency and for the victims who have long sought to expose the full extent of Epstein's network. What are the immediate implications? Firstly, expect more names to emerge. These initial batches of documents are just the beginning. A federal judge has indicated there are more names to be unsealed in the coming weeks and months. This process is ongoing, and it means the full scope of Epstein's network is still being revealed. Secondly, there will be renewed scrutiny and pressure on law enforcement agencies to investigate any new credible allegations that arise from these documents. While being named doesn't automatically equate to guilt, it certainly raises questions that, for many, demand answers. This saga also forces us to confront uncomfortable truths about power dynamics and vulnerability. How could one individual, albeit a cunning one, orchestrate such a vast and heinous operation without the knowledge or assistance of others? The documents begin to provide some answers, illustrating a culture of complicity, willful ignorance, and outright participation by those who either benefited from or turned a blind eye to the abuse. The concept of Epstein Island, Little St. James, has long been a dark symbol in this narrative, a place where many of the alleged abuses occurred. The flight logs from Epstein's private jet, often referenced in these documents, list passengers traveling to and from this infamous island, further cementing its role as a central hub of his alleged activities. These flight logs are not new, but their inclusion within these formal court documents gives them an added layer of legal weight and significance. Perhaps one of the most disturbing aspects is the testimony of the victims themselves. Their courage in coming forward, facing immense public scrutiny, and reliving their trauma cannot be overstated. These documents include their sworn statements, detailing horrifying experiences and the alleged involvement of various individuals. Their voices are central to this story, and their pursuit of justice is the driving force behind these unsealings. Looking ahead, this is likely to be a long and arduous process. The legal fallout will continue, potentially leading to new investigations, lawsuits, and public pressure campaigns. How for individuals named, even those not accused of direct wrongdoing. The association with Epstein will undoubtedly be a permanent stain on their reputations. This case has become a touchstone for discussions about accountability for the powerful, the protection of the vulnerable, and the systemic failures that allowed such atrocities to occur. It's also a stark reminder of the limitations of the justice system. While Maxwell is incarcerated and Epstein is dead, the feeling for many is that the full extent of the alleged network has never been fully exposed or punished. The hope is that these document releases are a crucial step towards that broader accountability. The story of Jeffrey Epstein is not just a crime story. It's a story about the corrosive influence of extreme wealth and power and how it can be used to exploit and silence. It's a story that continues to unfold. In USA, I will be here every step of the way to bring you the updates, analysis, and context you need to understand this monumental event. I want to hear from you. What are your thoughts on these unsealed documents? What do you think the long-term implications will be? Do you believe this will finally lead to full accountability? Share your perspectives in the comments below. If you found this in-depth report helpful and informative, please hit that like button, subscribe to USAI for more critical news analysis, and don't forget to ring that notification bell so you don't miss our future updates on this developing story. This is a conversation that needs to continue, and we appreciate you being a part of it. Stay informed, stay vigilant, and we'll see you in the next one.